All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we have a very interesting story coming to us from PlayStation. If you guys are not aware, PlayStation has been in a lawsuit regarding online pricing in their store. One of the main reasons why they're being sued right now by over, I believe, 4 million people. It's a massive class action lawsuit. The reason why they're being sued right now in this class action lawsuit is simply because Sony tried to essentially control and regulate online digital sales by trying to stop major retailers from selling digital games so that it can force people into their ecosystem and for them to artificially inflate the prices and sell them at maximum amounts. That is what's happening right now with this lawsuit. People were like, no, that should not be allowed. And it turned into an actual class action. Now, apparently, Sony has tried to settle on this entire situation. Sony has tried to say, okay, well, we're willing to settle at XYZ. And apparently that settlement has been rejected. So that's what we're going to be covering today. And I find this all to be extremely interesting. So a United States judge has rejected Sony PlayStation settlement for the class action lawsuit, calling it apparently a coupon settlement. Now, I'm no lawyer. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure we're going to find out in about 2 seconds. So the class action lawsuit in question has been ongoing since 2019, when PlayStation had stopped retailers like Best Buy and GameStop from selling download codes for digital games. The class size includes more than 4.4 million individuals alleging that Sony is placing unfair prices in the platform's digital store and monopolizing the sale of these games. The company's effort to settle this case has been rejected. Now, this is a huge win, in my opinion, for consumers overall, because I talk about this all the time, how unfortunately digital gaming and digital entertainment has far surpassed digital law. It is not even close to being anywhere close to being the same. Digital law is so far behind digital entertainment and what's available right now that the law has to catch up. And these kind of lawsuits were only a matter of time, right? This is exactly what helps create new law in the future when we can reference cases like this for future cases that are eventually, obviously that's going to happen. So the class action lawsuit, again, has been happening since 2019, and they've been trying to essentially stop people from being able to have download codes being sold at Best Buy and GameStop. They wanted everything to come from the PlayStation Store. Sony PlayStation tried to pay supposedly $7.8 million in electronic credits to settle the case. I think that's crazy that Sony thought only under $8 million would be enough, considering it is 4.4 million people. How do you even keep track of that? Is beyond me. But anyway, they thought $7.8 million was going to be enough to try to quell the storm, but apparently it's not. Spotted by The Gamer, a report from Reuters reveals that the U.S. District Judge Araceli Martinez Alguin had rejected Sony PlayStation's class action settlement. The console manufacturer was willing to pay up to $8 million in electronic credits to the impacted users to settle the case. Martinez has referred to the settlement as a coupon settlement, which is generally disfavored, and the judge had asked Sony to demonstrate how the value and structure of this settlement remain defensible. Martinez also wants to see an estimate of what individual class members would receive, along with examples of comparable cases. So she flat out just completely rejected it, right? Not having it, doesn't even want to hear it, wants examples, wants to know what they're going to do for the customer. It's not just like, oh, we're going to promise $7.8 million of credits and we're not going to tell you what they're going to get. The judge is like, nope, you're going to tell me exactly what they're going to get. I want to see examples and I want to see other comparable cases in this kind of a situation. Sony PlayStation has stated that they are settling to reduce further costs and the distraction of continued litigation. The settlement period includes all eligible game purchases made between April of 2019 and December of 2023. That is freaking insane. I cannot sincerely believe that they are going to have this many sales that they're going to have to sift through in order to figure out what exactly was going on in terms of monopolization on the PlayStation Store. That is crazy. Exactly. And people are probably saying to themselves, oh, so this is why certain retailers stopped selling codes. This is why, right? If you were probably thinking why those retailers no longer allow you to buy digital codes from their store when they used to, well, it's because of this. It's because of this lawsuit. It's because of Sony. The plaintiff's lawyer has stated that they are seeking up to approximately 33% of the settlement for legal fees, or about $2.61 million. If 7.8 million store credits were to be distributed by 4.4 million impacted users, then each individual will receive less than $2 as the settlement in store credits. That's how little Sony actually gives a fuck. No wonder this entire thing got denied, because they're basically saying, yeah, we'll pay you $2. We'll pay each person who was impacted $2, and you can move on your merry way, you peasants. Like, what the hell, bro? In other news, the pricing of PlayStation Store items has led to a class action lawsuit in the Netherlands as well. So this whole thing is exploding left and right. Sony, and keep in mind, guys, it's not just Sony that wants to do things like this. You know, they might have been one of the first ones to do it and pull digital codes from these retailers, but people are not having it, right? They can see right through the nonsense. They can clearly see through your attempt to try to funnel everybody through your store, and you're essentially trying to stop the market from existing. You're trying to just do everything with your own personal store, and that is it. It's a huge problem, and this is why these lawsuits are going to be very important. I hope that this continues on for as long as possible, so they can continue to reference different situations within the lawsuit and other cases as well. Like the judge said, you gotta reference other comparable cases. We need to continue to see more of this so that our digital rights start to catch up to the nonsense that these companies are doing. The reason why their EULAs are all basically copy and paste the same stupid shit is because they're trying to get ahead of the curve. They're trying to get ahead of the eventual law that's going to take place and come out at some point. It's only a matter of time before the law catches up. But by the time the law catches up, the companies are hoping to be far ahead of whatever law may come out to protect consumers' digital rights. EULA is worded in a way to wear you out and make you just skip and accept it. Exactly. And also keep in mind, guys, every time a EULA has been challenged in a court of law, a lot of the times it gets thrown out completely. You guys realize that? Like, it gets either thrown out completely or it gets downplayed to the point where it's not even doing what it was supposed to do. EULAs have been challenged all the time. EULAs continue to be challenged all the time. So we need to continue to do so, because these companies would have you believe that they are, you know, I don't know if you want to call them the law, but they would have you believe that their EULA is like set in stone the law. And that's not how it goes at all. It's all just legal speak. It's meant to confuse you. It's meant to throw you off. It's meant to make you not want to go after them for whatever the reason may be. Because let's be real, people are already intimidated to try to sue a massive company like Sony. I mean, think about it, right? Sony's huge. The mere thought of trying to sue Sony on your behalf is it's a daunting thing. A lot of people will be intimidated by that. But the EULA is supposed to be that extra step to try to dissuade the people who will try to go after Sony. But at the end of the day, a class action is the way you go after these major corporations. And that is the reason why that Nintendo has tried to get ahead of all of this by making it so that their EULA states you cannot class action sue them. You can only sue them singular people. That's it. You can't sue them under class action. This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to get ahead of it because they know that there's power in unity, there's power in class action, and they want to try to stop it from happening. So you guys can let me know, what do you think about this entire situation in the comments down below of this video? Are you on the side of Sony? Do you think it was a good idea? Do you only want to shop the PlayStation Store, or do you disagree with Sony and you want to have the option to shop anywhere you want for the item you are looking for? Whatever that thought may be, leave it in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider hitting that like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.